Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Taryn if you're new here. In today's video, I really wanted to go over my 2026 goals and some things that have worked for me in 2025. It's crazy because I actually did this same video last year and there were so many things that I accomplished in this past year that I feel like I wanted to share. Plus I wanted to give some tips and tricks that helped me to accomplish those goals. So if you're interested in hearing some more about my goals and resolutions for the new year, then just keep on watching. I wanted to talk about some of my 2025 goals that I did accomplish last year. If you reference my video from last year, I used my iPad actually to have my manifestation board. This year, I went to a vision board party and I made a physical vision board. I kind of have the same plan to make a vision board on my iPad again. I just haven't had time to do it, but I want to do it by the end of January. Also, if you see this stain on my shirt, I was washing my face and the oil cleanser got on it, but it's fine. Last year, I also wrote my goals out in GoodNotes for the goals I had for the year, and then I broke them down between quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I can kind of go through some of the goals that I had last year and some that I have achieved. And then of course there's going to be a lot of goals that I didn't achieve just quite yet that I'm transitioning to 2026. So this is what my goals look like last year. I literally wrote them down like that. I had my 2025 goals and then I had subcategories to the main goals. So I broke them down between travel, financial, career, social, health and self-care, and personal goals. I have those same exact goal categories for 2026, but just to go through 2025, some travel goals that I accomplished. I went on a cruise with one of my best friends. We went to Jamaica and the Bahamas in September, or was it August, September, spring, summer. It was like around that time, and that was the best time. We're already planning our next one. And then I also went to visit some friends in Richmond, Virginia. So that was really cool. Some career goals. I actually got a promotion at my job, and I also had getting higher pay, which I did. And then another goal that's going to be continuing in 2026 is going back to school. I've decided to get my master's, so that'll be something I talk about a little bit in my 2026 goals. Some personal goals. I moved back into my own apartment. I found a therapist once I moved, and then just like getting all my doctors in order and everything, especially since moving. I want to make sure I have all that in order because, girl, I got asthma and I need that medicine. So I'm actually having an appointment this week so I can get that checked off the list. I did find a Pilates studio, and there's one actually very close to me, so I want to sign up for a class. I did go to a class in 2025 at another studio for like hot yoga, but I want to go to this hot Pilates studio. I read a good amount of books. I don't know if I read 15 books, but I read a lot of books. And then for social, I made new friends, did a pottery class in 2025. So that was some of the goals that I had for my 2025 list. And then just to break it down, I broke it between Q2, Q3, and Q4. And based off those huge goals, I was able to make a subcategory for each. So say I wanted to read 15 books, for each month I could read like 2 books or something like that, just so it doesn't feel like too big of a goal. That was very, very helpful for me, being able to break my goals down into quarters, because then it wasn't too like overwhelming or too intimidating to achieve. Another huge goal that I wanted to accomplish in 2025 was to make sure that I was on top of my spending and just to like understand where all of my money was going to. I think that's very important for us all to have a grasp on. So a few things that I implemented was being able to write down my dates and how much I like owed for my bills. on a calendar. So I actually have a desk calendar right here, and then I have like my main calendar, but my desk calendar I would add all of the dates, the bills, and the amount. So that way I was able to visualize when it was due. I would also add my paycheck, and of course I know how much I'm being paid. So based off of that, I would highlight everything that had to be paid within that first check, a certain color, and then the same thing with the second check. So I know that the one check has to pay these bills, and then for the second half of the month, my second check will cover the rest of the bills. And that was, I don't really like the term game changer, but that was such a big difference for me because I was able to visualize where my money was going and then be able to determine how much money I had left after each check. Another thing is just breaking my paycheck down. So I personally was using my iPad. I kind of switched over to pen and paper, but it really depends. Actually subtracting the amount of each bill from the total amount that I'm getting paid, and then being able to see how much money I have left. From the money that I have left, being able to determine a budget that I need to work with for the rest of those couple weeks. I will say though that one of my goals going into 2026 is to definitely stick to a budget. I did a lot of shopping these last couple months. I still want to treat myself and shop, but I also want to be conscious of making sure I'm saving and not just spending all my money on clothes. I was doing such a good job last year. I want to make sure that I'm paying off all my debt while also, treating myself to new clothes, going out to eat. I still love doing that stuff. So I don't want to restrict myself, but I also don't want to make sure I don't want to throw my money away. Being smart with my money is very, very important to me. So as I reflect on 2025, I'm just so proud of myself for being able to get myself to this point. If I reflect back to literally a year ago when I filmed this video last, I was living at home. I didn't have the job promotion that I have. 2025 was definitely a very transformative year for me. I feel like my mindset shifted, and I feel like I became an adult. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm 25 and my frontal lobe has fully developed. But I remember a distinct thing that helped me was listening to Mel Robbins, and she used the 3-2-1 method of literally counting down 3-2-1 and doing the thing that you don't want to do. So she used the example of it was very hard to get out of bed some days, and I was definitely feeling those feelings last year. So I would use that method, and also reminding myself that if I don't do it, no one's going to do it. No one is coming to save me. I need to implement the tools, and I need to do the things that I want to do in order for me to achieve my goals. And it was just a switch in my head. So I'm just very proud of myself of where I have gotten, and just to continue that momentum into the new year. So with that being said, let's kind of talk about my goals for 2026. And yeah, I'm excited. So I wanted to go over my 2026 goals that I have already written in my iPad. I made subcategories for all my goals. So travel, I'm going to Disney in a few months. I want to plan a weekend, a beach trip sometime. I go to New York City specifically to try Din Tai Fung. I really want to go there. And then I want to go to another part of Virginia just to see some family. So those are some of my travel goals, some financial goals. Investing is something that I definitely want to continue to do. Buy a new vlogging camera, which I did. I bought a new vlogging camera. That's what I'm vlogging on or making this video on right now. My other camera unfortunately died. It's dead. I turn it on, but the screen doesn't come on anymore. And it's so sad because I had that camera since I was in high school. For career and that type of goals, I'm actually going back to school. I went to a work conference last year in 2025, and that was really fun. It was in Indianapolis. I don't know if I'm gonna go to one again, but I'm manifesting that I could go to one in 2026. Of course, I want to gain YouTube subscribers and TikTok followers and just build my platforms and my social media. I love matcha. So I'm just having, some ideas when it comes to my love for matcha and how that can translate. Personal goals, reading. I have a certain number of books that I want to read, starting a garden. A big thing that I want to do this year is start piano lessons. I want to sing and be on the piano. I'm going to try to do that and complete some crocheting projects, because I said I was going to complete a blanket for my aunt, and I said that last summer. So I need to complete that in 2026. Some social goals that I have. I want to attend a monthly book club. I already found one. Some of the dates don't align because I'm going to be out of town when they're meeting, but still, I want to go to that. I want to host more like dinner parties and like parties with my friends. I want to volunteer. I want to volunteer this year, and that's going to be something that I do, hopefully once a quarter at least. And then I want to attend a few concerts. Then I just have some health and self-care goals. I want to be able to do 15 push-ups minimum, like not on my knees, push-ups, and not have to struggle by the end of the year. Like, I want to do that because I can barely do 5. So that needs to change. I attended a vision board party and it was so fun. My friend hosted it and it was such a good time. I met some of her friends and it was such a good time. So this is the like physical board that I made. I keep this in my kitchen because I go in my kitchen every day, so I'm able to see this. Just a few things that I have: the piano, because I really want to learn piano. I have an A+ on there because I want to get good grades in my program. I have a lot of like words. So one huge thing that I want to continue to tell myself every day is a little progress each day adds up to big results. I don't know where and why I've gotten into the habit of thinking like, if I don't see the results right away, then it's not worth it, but that's just not life. I just have to continue to remind myself that. Just like health and wellness, I play volleyball a couple times a week, so continuing to do that, make new friends, meet new people has been really great. And then I have the word essence on here. When I think of essence, I think of like who someone is and like their being, and I just like want to strengthen my essence, and I just want to strengthen like who I am. I feel like I've definitely developed more and more of like who I am, what I like, what I don't like, and just like me. So I'm very excited that I'm starting to do that, and I just want to continue that in 2026. And then of course, God on my vision board, really trying to open myself up to new experiences and saying yes to more things. I would love to hear what some of your goals are and your resolutions. Another thing that I committed to, specifically in January, was no door dashing, because I went a little crazy in 2025. So that's something that I'm sticking to, and I'm very proud of myself. But I would love to hear some of your resolutions and your goals for 2026 if you feel comfortable sharing them down below. This was a pretty short video, but I kind of want to make this like a tradition to share my goals and what's working for me and what has worked for me in the past year. So this is the second year of doing this video. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you have any ideas for videos that you would like to see, please comment them down below. I hope you have a wonderful and warm day because this snow is insane, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!